Here we are at the Intel Extreme Masters. Everybody, welcome back to what has been a turbulent time for some teams, but for us, it is my honor to introduce to you, the 77th Intel Extreme Masters ever. Right here in Beijing, we've had quite the party all week long, and today we get to kick it off right here in the arena. We've got 2 semifinals coming your way. That means 2 best of 3s right here inside of this lovely arena. This place is starting to get packed. The energy levels are going higher, and I can't get much more hype than I am right now. Let's kick off this playoffs. Trying scenes down here in Beijing. Right now, I want to go ahead and introduce those guys that are going to be joining me for the first best of 3, and that would be my analyst crew. I do have Sponge, I do have Bleh, and they're live and in the flesh right here, right now, ready to get this party started, boys.
Lots of love going around this morning. On the walk-in, I got hugged.
Really?
Yeah, a fan just ran up and hugged me and said he loved me. So that's the first time that's been professed to me in a while.
How do you feel about that?
Overwhelmed.
That's nice. Better than Twitter, right?
Much better than Twitter. Yeah, nicer than Twitter.
Twitter's real nice. What are you talking about?
Tweet at me and say you love me.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way you can do it. Bleh, let's talk about your experiences here in China thus far. How are you finding the hot pot?
Hotpot's great. I've done it a couple of times already. Haven't died yet, so that's an achievement. I'm looking to push it a little bit more further.
Well, last time we were here, IEM Shanghai, you did try to kill all of us.
Yes.
So
I did not try to kill anyone. It was Trace ordering everything.
No,
that
dude.
man right there.
No, sir. No, sir. Let me tell you that the hot pot was so hot that Bleh was crying. And that's when you knew that something was extremely wrong. Speaking of something wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with these next 2 gentlemen that I want to introduce that will be casting this first game, this first semifinal. We do have Moses, we do have Anders, and I'm ready to introduce them now.
It's playoff time here at the Intel Extreme Masters Beijing-Haidian, and we've got a beautiful arena ready and set to get all the fans inside of it. We've got some lovely games for you as well as the group stage has completed. We have the top 4 teams entering the arena. Anders, what are you looking forward to?
Oh, I mean, the matchups are amazing right now. I think I'm kind of a little bit overwhelmed by how well Retali we're doing, and they're going to be playing up against 100 Thieves. Obviously, everyone loves them now, and for good reason. They're such an exciting team. And then FaZe are going to have a rematch against Astralis, and that is going to be pure fire. So I just look forward to all of it. I like FaZe the way they play right now. I just like everything about them. I think they're mentally in a good spot. I think it's going to be an exciting couple of games to open it all up with.
Yeah, and as we said, we're ready and set to get inside of the arena. The fans are going to load up pretty soon, and we'll see you all there.
Oh, it does joy me to see little Moses out there in the parking lot, getting ready, getting things going. I think he was trying to organize a tailgate, but I don't think that there was too many people that were on board with that.
That's where he does his best work, but I think trying to bring that culture here, and it might need a few more translators to get that one through. But Yeah, you know, a couple of barbecues, doing what he needs to do.
Couple barbecues. There might be some barbecue later on the agenda, Chad, if we're lucky. But right now, we need to recap all of these groups. Let's start with Group A. Some of the stuff that we've seen, some of the stuff rather we didn't see, at least there for Easy versus Ents, I think is the new coin term. Ents is out, Vici's out, and that leaves us with the two teams of Astralis and 100 Thieves right here in the playoffs.
Yeah, Vici's no surprise to see them getting knocked on out. I don't think we had too much faith in either of the home teams, but Ents coming in after they cited practice being an issue after they made that roster change, back in July. Now the news headline is we're focusing on 2020. Well, that's not good enough, boys. So they didn't come up, they didn't show the Counter-Strike that we were all expecting from them here. They didn't look like they had a plan, and 100 Thieves dumpstered them twice. So the boys looking good. Now I want to do this. Is everyone with me?
Yeah, man.
All right, we're going to say this 3 times, and we're going to be done with it. Ready? 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
Can't hear you, Blake. You're not saying it loud enough.
100 Thieves. Oh, my mic seems...
No, you're right.
You're good.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
good.
we just got it so that it's gone. We've got rid of all of the other names.
Not to be confused with the Renegades.
Yep, they're
or
gone
any of
now.
that.
They're gone now. They're
we
done.
don't have to do any of that.
100 Thieves. I've been practicing in the mirror every night.
Nice. Just kind of remind you, and you got some sweet apparel. Not to be confused with merch, because there are 2 different things.
That's true. Yeah, no, I lucked out, didn't I? And I think Astralis, they lucked out as well, because look, they came from Copenhagen. They didn't kind of do their home crowd justice there. They let themselves down. You could see that the disappointment was on their faces, but they came through. They swept day 1, and they got a chance to go to see the Great Wall. So they've been loving life.
Actually, they've been looking the best team so far, right? If you look at everyone else who played. Then again, they've only had to play 2 games, but with 2 very convincing showings, so to speak. I want to touch a little bit upon, of course, good old 100 Thieves as well. Yes, they did have that loss against Astralis earlier on. Obviously, those map pools really didn't match, especially against a team like Astralis. But they're a team, I mean, they are, obviously, it's for you personally, it's a little bit of a personal thing. You're looking for them to perform well, but coming to the playoffs, I'd say they have a pretty tall ask ahead of them, because Vitality have looked solid indeed. Yes, it was a little iffy matchup against FaZe. They did both lose their own map picks, but right now Vitality, you have Zaiwu really firing on all cylinders. He's the second highest rated player in the tournament. RPK is showing up as well. They're looking really solid at the moment.
And the thing about this is Chad is a proud alumni of the 100 Thieves, not to be confused with the prior Renegades. Now he's a proud alumni of the 100 Thieves, which is completely fine. Vitality is where I want to start this conversation, because I feel like we're onto something right here. Vitality coming in here, needing to make a statement, needing to make it all fit together. What do we think about Group B?
Yeah, so with them coming through Group B in such fashion, I think that the biggest, I don't want to say lucky part for them was that EG started slow, right? Because I think Vitality versus EG, that kind of a matchup right there, the EG just completely disregarding strategy, running in on headshotting. They actually had to play another team who likes to do that in FaZe Clan. So Vitality kind of had not an easier run, but maybe an easier run than they were expecting.
Okay.
Now we can say that in context because FaZe up until 7, 8 days ago in Copenhagen, weren't looking good. They were losing to VP online. They were having their struggles.
Oof.
Now they've bounced back. Now they're looking fantastic. And that team, they're coming in here, are looking hot, right? And that's why this group right now, Group B, they're actually in a position where, look, FaZe versus Astralis could go either way.
Yeah, and FaZe losing to VP in 2019, that's a true Keck W if I've ever heard one.
But Cuban still hooked us up with some info yesterday, so that was good.
Yeah, they did, actually. What we're going to do, though, is continue down this path of talking a little bit about Group E, and moreover, we're going to catch up with Frankie, who's on the sidelines, I believe. She's caught up with someone from Vitality. Let's see what she's got.
I'm with Alex from Vitality, and this is the first time we've got to chat this entire event, so it's lovely to have you here. You've obviously played your matches on the B stream, sailed through as the top seed of your group in the semi-finals. And before you came here, I want to ask about the fact that you're practicing as individuals. How has that impacted your teamwork?
Not much, to be honest. I think like having some time off from playing together makes us want to do things like perfectly, and it helps with our team play, actually. It sounds weird, but yeah.
I mean, there are conversations that have been had this year about the French scene, about players getting on. Everything's peace and harmony?
Of course, yeah, we get along. Everyone knows our coach is no nonsense, so there's none of that in our team.
And so I want to ask then about the match against FaZe. Obviously you won, but it was quite extraordinary in terms of the score lines, very one-sided on each of the maps. Talk me through it.
Yeah, so they picked Nuke, which we knew they would do, and we felt confident leaving that for them. We knew that we would win that. And then we sort of gambled on the overpass pick, because we know they're not great on it, but we're not great ourselves, so it was kind of, 50-50. And then Inferno is probably one of our best maps right now, so no problems there.
Well, you pretty much know you're not going to have to play overpass against 100 Thieves today. If you make it through, it's going to be your gazillionth big event final this year. It's been such a roller coaster ride for you. Will you accept anything less, though, than first place here in Beijing?
If we play well and we lose, then yeah. Obviously, with the small amount of practice we've had, playing a best of 5 against some of these teams is going to be really tough. So yeah, if we play well and we lose, then it is what it is. It's good signs for the future.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Alex. There is some groovy music in this place. We're just going to kind of groove out of the shot now, but let's head back to the desk.
Well, you guys can groove as much as you want to, because right now we are ready to get this party started. I don't know if they're just outside waiting to come in the door or they didn't get the VIP access that we got, but this place is about to be popping off, Chad.
Yeah, hopefully so, right? Because I think what Frankie just alluded to there, or what they were talking about with the best of 5 final could potentially come down tomorrow. That's where it all really kicks off, right? Because if it is Astralis, if it is FaZe, if it is 100 Thieves, or if it is Vitality, I'm excited to see how all of these teams match up map pool-wise.
Now, speaking of the tournament bracket, Blay, let's take a look at the playoffs here. Now, let me remind everybody, and you as well, even the viewer at home, the Intel Grand Slam is in town. We're in Beijing, and we're ready to deliver another contender there on the list.
That's why they gave you the gold, huh?
Yeah, that's why I got this cool glove. But anyway, here's the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, the winner, of course, gets that slot straight to IEM Katowice. That's a big deal in itself. Look at these 4 teams. You know, the one team missing here, obviously, is the number 2 team in the world, at least according to
that's ESL's ranking.
The ESL's ranking, but number 1 in HLTV. That's, of course, EG, who lost in... You know what? They only have themselves to blame, right? They did lose their first matchup. They had to play against FaZe in that knockout game, and you like fingering things, don't you?
Is that allowed? Are you allowed to touch the gold without the glove?
You see the? I don't know. I mean, I got only one glove.
Okay, so only one hand on the gold.
It's really only my right hand, and it's really only the 6 gold bars right here.
So,
but anyway.
Right, we talked about the Intel Grand Slam, right? But this is everything that's up for grabs here at IEM Beijing. The lion's share of 250K, a spot at IEM Katowice, like you were just saying, ESL Pro Tour points for ESL 1 Cologne in 2020. Now, for those of you who want to know how that works, I'm sure we'll have that up later for you right there. And then we obviously have the notch on the belt for the Intel Grand Slam. And so far in the running, Fnatic, EG, and Liquid, none of which are in contention right now.
Yeah, and isn't that a crazy thing to have happened? Right now, I mean, Astralis would be one that you would think would already have a notch towards Intel Grand Slam, but they certainly have a chance to do it here.
They already have one title. They're already walking around with one of those belts. Well, no, the gold bars, not the belts.
Careful with the belts, Chad.
We need to get like a WWE-style belt.
That'd be so cool.
You know what?
I'd love that.
Fine, I'll do it. Let's see what happens here.
Be careful.
Don't drop it.
All right, so if I hold it ever so...
How does it smell?
You mean to smell it?
I want to know how gold smells.
Smells like loser tears.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right.
Okay, I'll put that back down where it belongs.
Let's keep it safe.
Nonetheless, the Intel Grand Slam is a pretty big part about this. Not to even mention the fact that you get a berth into the Katowice Intel Extreme Masters itself. So there's a lot riding on the line right here. And with the tournament that we've had thus far this week, anything that stands out to you guys, any surprises?
Well, one thing's for sure, we're going to have a new contender for Intel Grand Slam, right? It could be FaZe. Obviously, FaZe, I think that's a big storyline right there. They have continued their form from Copenhagen. Yep. Everyone said, you know, it's best of ones. It's probably just everyone else kind of underperforming, whatnot. They've really shown up here. That brawl against EG was pretty cool to watch. You saw a lot of different styles of CS. It just wasn't them death matching, so to speak. And Nico's back, baby. I mean, if you look at the top 8 performers, if you look, he's, I think, 6th or 7th right now, but bear in mind, he's played 8 maps so far. I mean, him coming back to the picture, Brokey and the Cold Zero partnership working out, they're looking like real contenders at the moment.
Yeah, Nico in the top 10 in the tournament. Stats-wise, the best performer right now for FaZe, and that's what you want to see. And I think something right here with FaZe Clan going forward, if they tackle Astralis and they beat them in a best of 3, that's when you know that they're here to stick around, right? Yeah. The 2 wins against EG, yeah, that's legit. The winner over in Copenhagen, it was only 1 best of 3 and mainly best of 1, so you can take that for what it is. But if they beat Astralis today, that's a really legit win. But you have to come in here thinking Astralis are the clear favorites, considering the pool of teams which are sitting next to them right now.
I mean, we're talking about statement games right here, especially for FaZe, who have just recently found the wind under their sails. Right now, they really have that opportunity. That'll be our second best of 3 of the day. It'll be FaZe Clan versus Astralis. But for the time being, we do have to cut to a quick break. And when we come back, it's going to be that of Vitality and 100 Thieves right here for the Intel Extreme Masters. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back.
At the highest level of play, there can be no compromises. Gamers demand the highest clock speeds to give them the FPS they need to perform. Rise to the moment. Intel Core i7, the official CPU of the Intel Extreme Masters. Game, record, stream without compromise.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. I got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
This is game fuel. It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel.
Yeah, I think we're definitely excited, but at the same time, there's a bit of pressure, I think, just to perform well for the org. It's our first tournament. We're getting along really well with everyone in the org, so yeah, we just want to perform well and show a good performance for them.
Yeah, it's tough groups here. The teams are really good at the moment. It was tough to make out the pool, whichever pool we're in, and we're happy we made it.
Yeah, really, really happy. I think everyone's picking it up each game. There's always someone like picking up the slack each game, but we can just keep it up, and yeah, hopefully we can all just step up in the playoffs, and I think we should keep going and keep rolling.
If we didn't think we could win, we wouldn't be here. If we could win here, it would mean a lot. So like just by theorizing things, if we can win, that means that once we've had time to practice properly, we'll be really good.
Yeah, so if we play Vitality, we played them in Starladder and we had a good run against them. And in the past, we've matched up with them quite well. It's probably going to be like a really difficult game for both teams, but I'm not entirely sure what could happen, but hopefully we pull it out in the end. Like I said, we're pretty confident against them. So yeah, I think if we just stay in that kind of mindset, we should be good.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I've never really played in front of a Chinese crowd, and they seem like really into it and fun, so yeah, it'll be nice.
I think we're just going to take it one game at a time here. Just with like the whole new org and stuff like that, we're kind of just taking it step by step. We don't want to push ourselves too far. Yeah, I'd say we're hopeful. Yeah.
It's the 100 Thieves that'll try to take a win away from Vitality right here. Not that the Vitality has it in their pocket by any means. The 100 Thieves have shown up in quite the performance here at the Intel Extreme Masters Beijing-Haidian. My name is Trey Saranthus. Welcome back, everybody, because we are ready to get this going. This best of three being a semifinal, this is where it all begins inside of this arena. It's starting to get packed out. We've got all the server conditions.
We can see them coming in.
Yeah, we can see them right in front of us, walking right through those doors, ready to get this going. And I, for one, am ready to see what these two teams can pack in terms of a punch. I mean, between Vitality and the 100 Thieves, I'm going to have to start the discussion with the Vitality.
I think Vitality coming into this, right, they had a heartbreaking loss in the finals against Fnatic very recently. I think it was in Malmö. Where, was it in Malmö?
Yeah.
Yes, it was in Malmö when they had that loss. And for them, this event, I feel like if they manage to win this, it's kind of like making a point, right? This lineup, this new lineup can work with Shocks coming into the picture. So for them, there's a lot of pressure from that aspect, considering the fact that they made it to the playoffs. One best of three and one best of five. And to manage to win that is a big deal. For 100 Thieves, this has been a challenge for them, I personally feel. Like, they had the moment, you know, when Grad has his visa issues, they kind of had a dip in the performances. They've been able to have very deep runs. And a win here, getting at least to the finals would be a big deal for them.
Sure. With Vitality roster, right, I think we saw as soon as Shocks joined some glimpses that were looking good with him fitting into those T-sided roles. The clutch combo of Zywoo and Shocks, that was very exciting. Zywoo still continuing his form. But for me, it's all about RPK and Apex, right? Because if those two individuals can play towards even 80% of their max form, then this team can be very consistent and then compete with the elite of the world on a more regular basis, right? They can go up toe-to-toe against the likes of Astralis, like the EGs, like the Liquids of the world, and, you know, we won't be seeing blowout games, hopefully. Now, RPK has been having a good tournament this time round. He had some good matches over there in Malmo as well that you were just citing. Dust 2 seems to be where he does a lot of good work, and I'm curious to see if they can make this click, like Alex said, with more practice, that they had 8 days between Turkey when where they dropped on out and this event, right? So that's only a smaller sample size for them to practice in. And they played these guys, 100 Thieves, when they were known as Renegades, only 17 days ago.
Yeah.
17 days ago, these two teams played each other, and 100 Thieves destroyed them. That's right, they were Renegades then. That's all right.
Yeah, we were real close. And you know what? You're right there. Speaking of getting things going, it looks like we're going to bring the teams in right now. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
You get that kind of red carpet, but more so, you know, just asphalt
We
treatment.
didn't get dropped up this far, did we, Blair?
We're talent. No one cares about it.
We got dropped. Right? No, we got dropped like on the street.
I had to walk inside.
Then we got hugged.
You got hugged though.
Yeah.
And someone said he loved you.
Yeah.
So
twice.
Yeah. That's a win right there.
Wait, the same guy told you twice, Chad.
Same twice.
Wow.
So it's real. You know it's true love if you tell someone twice.
Maybe it's not 3,000 times, but you know what? Two, you'll take it.
So Vitality, right? All right, two things going on here with this team. First and foremost, we've learned that their coach is sick. He's not going to be behind the team.
Oh, really?
Yes.
When did we learn that?
That was a tweet I learned if you read the ticker, which I did. I
okay.
must have saw it.
I don't trust anything in that ticker, by the way.
What do you mean? I've learned a lot of soft facts. I've learned a lot from that ticker.
They were trying to get Nadeshot to do a shoey if 100 Thieves win.
Well, that'll be interesting.
That would be something else.
Are you going to do a shoey?
If they win, maybe. We'll
right.
talk about it tomorrow.
We'll talk about it. We'll get some Mountain Dew and a shoe for you, and we'll drink it up proper. Now, not only is their coach not behind them, it's Zywoo's birthday. Hello?
Birthday boy.
The prodigy of Counter-Strike, right? He was born on the day CS was released.
Was he?
Yeah.
Something like
wow.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I had no idea.
Just a fun little stat line for you.
It's the fun little facts.
He's a chosen one.
That's the point. He's meant to be Neo.
Yeah, he's
Not
basically
that Neo.
Not the player Neo, like Neo from the Matrix Neo.
He could, if he could be the Neo from 1.6, that's not bad as well. I mean, a legend in the game in his own right.
Maybe he could be better.
It could be better. And right now they're going to have to make a statement. I mean, the 100 Thieves on the other side, they have to be coming in here feeling like the hometown crowd is there.
Well, this I suppose is as close to a domestic kind of, or at least a regional.
It's an Asian minor thing all over again for them.
But it's a regional tournament, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is. And also for them, at least, obviously the difference being 100 Thieves playing in this event. It's not an Asian minor because look at the teams playing here, right? But you know what? This particular matchup, if it was against Astralis or against FaZe, I'd be like, yeah, it's going to be a rough time. Against these boys from Vitality, not only have they been beaten very recently, the map really works out in favor of 100 Thieves. So looking at this particular matchup, I really feel like they have a very good chance, and they should be knowing that as well.
Yeah, teams have to start questioning if they want to be picking Nuke into 100 Thieves, and I think the same question will be asked today from Vitality. I think they'll probably be leaning to a Dust 2. We'll see when we get to that whole veto phase. But we were talking about Zywoo being the highest performer thus far for that of Vitality. Well, on the other side of things, it's the unlikely candidate of Liaz, who's been absolutely showing up in spades. Now, ever since the Berlin Major, where he's really come out of his shell and seems to have found his role within the team, he's been looking hot to trot. Now, you saw some tweets coming out from Peter from HLTV.org talking about the proficiency of Liaz on that Krieg or the SG, for those of you who are of the newer generation, and he's been a beast with that, been winning a lot of clutches. We saw yesterday that bloody clutch with the Galil that he pulled off. That should have never happened in a million years.
Yeah.
But now that we've made it to the stage and there's going to be a little bit more pressure on it, he can't be the win condition. You know, we need JKS to step back up. He's currently the second lowest rated player for the 100 Thieves at the moment, which, you know, that's not bad because they've made it through, but we're normally seeing him as #1, and I think this is where Jacob steps up and does his best work as well.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, a lot of that conversation is what we should start to steer around the maps. You guys are already kind of touched on where these two might have intersecting map pools, but the veto, with all things considered, overpass a train off the table, what do we got?
That's clear. That's the clear bans.
That's the obvious one, but Chad, like you just mentioned, Nuke getting picked by Vitality, or would you rather go with Dust 2? Bear in mind, Dust is a map that you're pretty comfortable on as well. I'm still going to say Vitality might go with Nuke, because if you look at the win and the loss Renegades had, they lost to Astralis, and then win against ENCE was ENCE just underperforming like crazy, right? Taking nothing away from these guys, but they still haven't really been tested, I feel like. So I feel like Nuke might be coming in from Vitality. Mirage obviously would be the obvious pick for 100 Thieves.
Or Inferno, because 100 Thieves, if they're going to pick that map against a team like Astralis, they must be feeling very confident on it, right? Now, look, it might be a little... They've gone with Mirage, Look, we want to see that. We do want to see that. That's the map that they've been doing their best work on, and they blew Vitality out of the water 16-2 over there in Turkey not long ago. Now, I want to point out this main difference, because this is a big difference for all the viewers at home. The event in Turkey, run by Star Ladder, they don't knife for sides. They knife for sides, right? They knife for sides to decide. So when you have the map picks, then you can still have an opportunity on your own map to start on the CT or the more preferred side. Here, the veto rule is, so, okay, if you pick the map, the other team picks the side. So 100 Thieves, most likely on Mirage this time round, will be starting on the T side, whereas over there in Turkey, they started on the CT side and just absolutely lock Vitality out.
And Bled, do you think that that's going to have that massive impact that we're kind of painting right here?
It could potentially, right? But looking at the way the maps are playing out right now, I don't really think, if, for example, if it was a train, for example, before the Krieg meta, I would say like, oh, that could be a little rough. You pick a train, your opponents pick the CD side, and they just run away with it, right? I don't think that's the case right now. If you look at train, it's been played twice so far here, and it has 60% rounds being won on the T side, just the effect of the Krieg. Inferno coming out here, I'm not surprised at all. Vertigo's map, which is the only map so far in the event that has not been picked.
Let's keep it that way.
I'm happy with that.
I don't even want to see it in the best of 5.
Oh, you turn around on this?
I used to be the biggest Vertigo fan until Valve came in and absolutely ruined the map, right? So I don't want to see it anymore. But this is the exact same veto in the exact same order of maps as what we saw go down in Turkey. So it's kind of a rematch of that. The only caveat is, as I just mentioned, there is no knifing for sides. You can see right there who's selected to start with. Vitality on the CT side of Mirage, the 100 Thieves on the CT side of Nuke. And then the third map we will be decided by a knife.
I think this does. I would say, you know, 100, just looking at Duster and Inferno coming in here, and sorry, Mirage and Inferno being there, I'm actually going to give a little bit of a... put a little bit of faith on the 100 Thieves. I really do believe they have a very good chance here.
Well, here's the thing with 100 Thieves on Mirage, right? They have like a very, very comfortable zone that they get in, especially when they start abusing that window. They get in the boost. They've actually kind of coined that as their own thing right
They've stolen it? Well, no. I can't work it out. I talked to Kasad about it. I'm like, Kasad, is this your boost? Or is this Hunter's boost? Or where does this come from? I didn't get the origin story. We're still trying to work it out. But it's somewhere from that part of the world is where this originated. And for those people who aren't aware, we'll get the casters to make sure they point it out for you time and time again. But there are so many different variations that the 100 Thieves go for this, with different mid-smokes to get Azza boosted in window. He's either going to be flanking that B bomb site or trying to flank over towards A. That's one of their key strategies, and if things aren't working, they can make that play happen.
Guys, I need to get to the prediction game right here. We don't have a real pick-em going on, but I need to know at least who you've got. Chad, we'll start with you. I know it must be hard to go against 100 Thieves, but is there a chance here for Vitality?
I think there's definitely a chance. I think this is going to be a very close series. I'm hoping for 3 maps. I want both teams to show up. I think the coach factor is huge, though, for Vitality right here.
Yeah.
Him not being behind them. X-Cats is, I think, is how you meant to say his alias. It is jump letters. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
I had no
wild.
idea.
Surprise.
But I think that is actually going to be a massive issue right now for Vitality, considering they're still in the infancy with Shox in the roster. So I'm going to lead towards the Thieves.
Of course. Now, Blair?
I'm going to have to agree with Chad on this, right? Just the fact the coach is not there, and we know French teams in general, when things don't really go their way, can get a little emotional. Although Alex being there is a different factor altogether. But yeah, the coach not being there, if things don't go their way, I'm going to go with 100 Thieves. I think the maps really favor them. I think they're looking hot. I think they've been tested even more than Vitality have been in this tournament so far. So yeah, the boys.
I would love to know what you think at home using hashtag IEM. Go ahead and join us on Twitter. Let us know who you think is going to be winning here. Is it going to be Vitality, or is it going to be the 100 Thieves in Beijing winning this first semifinal? Either way, we can't do it without getting these teams situated on stage, and I, for one, cannot wait to get that going. So let's do it right here, right now. Let's kick off these playoffs. The semifinals for the Intel Extreme Masters Beijing starts now.
The history of this land is long and storied. It is one of rich culture spanning millennia. Through the ages, it has maintained tradition, food, culture, art, and sport. In the traditions of competition, esports has been a staple for years. Now, we mark a new milestone in that legacy. CSGO brings people from around the world together in celebration of community, the players, and a love for the game. Together, we will mark the first Intel Extreme Masters of the ESL Pro Tour. Here, the best compete for their spot in the inaugural Masters Championship. Astralis, FaZe Clan, Team Vitality, 100 Thieves. This is IEM Beijing 2019.
Hey everybody! Welcome to Beijing! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Intel Extreme Master. I'm Dex Metro. Welcome everybody! 亲爱的现场以及荧幕前的各位观众朋友们，欢迎来到英特尔极限大师杯赛 IEM 北京海淀的直播现场。我是本次的主持人 DX 天笑大师，再次欢迎各位。说到 IEM， 可能在座以及荧幕前的你来说，并因为在中国自2009年成都举办的第1届 IEM 距今已经有10年的历史，而本次的 IEM 北京海淀站也作为第12届赛事，与大家相见。 10跟12这2个数字，对于我们中国人来说都非常的有意义。12可能代表着一个轮回，或者一个新的开始，而10则代表着十全十美，或者映衬一句老话：10年磨一剑。所以，正如你所见，我们拥有了比以往更大的舞台，我们拥有了更加专业的直转播团队，我们拥有了更加豪华的对战阵容。但是，与这些相比，可能更让我开心的是，我们拥有着现场在座每一位高声呐喊的你。做一个比喻，如果说这个场馆是地球，那么这个舞台就是那29%的陆地，而你们就是那71%的海洋。接下来，我希望各位用山呼海啸般的呐喊，将这里淹没。Let's fly！ 这边的朋友，请给我一声耶！这边的朋友，请给我一声呼！ All right, this line, please give me pull. And this line, please give me yeah. All right, please be quiet. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Now, I give you 100 seeds! 之前他们还叫牛仔，现在变为了大盗，甚至他们里面有人拥有魔法。但是，朋友们，这些能帮助他们战胜他们的对手吗？我不知道。他们的对手是谁？来自法国，我们叫他小蜜蜂。但是这帮小蜜蜂可不是飞舞在花丛中，它们飞在枪林弹雨的世界中，而他们登场了。你们的欢呼声准备好了吗？接下来，让我们有请 Team Vitality！是时候了，朋友们，让我们来听一下支持小蜜蜂的声音，支持100 Steve 的声音。你们觉得这场比赛谁会获胜呢？也许他是 Vitality。也许他是100 Steve Vitality 100 Steve Let's get it on！
非
Well, if that does not get you fired up, nothing will. We're here live at the playoffs at Intel Extreme Masters in Beijing, and I'm here with Jason Moses O'Toole. Jason, how are you feeling? This game is going to be all fire, and so is the stage host, DX Master. What a god.
Yeah, he's awesome. I loved everything that he brought to the table. That was all beautiful, and it's got me going. I'm ready to roll. This matchup is going to be great. I obviously love keeping track of this French storyline. Shox coming into Vitality and how well they've been playing. ZywOo obviously stellar. We know everything about it, but it's just fun to keep track of the progress because I think Shox is going to experience some kind of a resurgence, much in the same way that I think Jacob has in 100 Thieves over the past years.
I mean, it's something that I've been waiting for a very, very long time.
I think we all have, yeah.
Yeah, the career of Shox is such a strange one because, we know how good it could be, but he's just had such a rough time finding, the perfect team where everything fits together and he can play, the best version of himself, essentially. That's been one of the main issues. And 100 Thieves look like an amazing team, and they have been for a while, so there's really nothing surprising about that. But, yeah, this could be a fiery showdown here in Beijing.
Yeah, it absolutely has all the makings for it, and I'm really pumped for this. So 100 Thieves obviously trying to make it into the grand finals. Both the teams obviously trying to make it into the grand finals, but I think you have to come into this and say 100 Thieves has been playing so well. And the one that sticks out most, especially at this event, is Liaz. He seems like he's found a new level of comfort, a new level of individual ability that has caused him to spike. He's had a phenomenal event, and he's not the name you normally point to on this 100 Thieves roster. But he's going to have a big challenge today. A lot of individual ability over on Vitality as well.
Yeah, I might even go a step further and say, actually, not that long ago, I would have easily picked Liaz as the weakest link in the chain. Not that he was necessarily playing badly, but just, if you had to make a cut, I would have said, yeah, probably him. And now, I don't know, I fully agree. He's been absolutely amazing and sort of come into his own in a big way. And that's so much fun to see.
I think this 100 Thieves roster is a little bit of a confusing thing to look at because I actually don't think you can look at numbers and kind of judge the individual players based off their ratings, their kills, their statistics. They're just playing so well together that I think everyone individually is on a different level. They're just a team. And I think Pimp put it best on the desk at one point, saying you probably wouldn't put this 100 Thieves teams in the top 10 in terms of skills of their players on an individual basis, but as a unit, as one team, they are playing so well, and they're one of the top 5 teams in the world, and we'll have to see if they can make it there, make it to the finals.
I would even say, just to add to that, right? Let's just say we as a community have made that mistake in the past, right? Where you look at a team from the outside, you look at all the numbers, and you say, well, this guy must be the weakest link, and it turns out that person is fulfilling some deeper role in the game that can't just easily be replaced.
It can't be quantified.
Yeah, so, your Tacos, your Fiflarens, got to be careful about that.
Shout out Fiflaren.
Shout out to Fiflaren. I just want him back. in some capacity.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Get him in there, coach him, get him in there running a team, getting him in doing just anything. Get him to events.
I think we should just put him on a stage.
Get him to a bar.
And have him laugh. Just tickle him for like 5 minutes.
That could be, that's actually all you had to do. I don't even actually think you need to tickle Robin to get him laughing. He'll just, almost anything will work.
We've got a little bit off the rails. We've touched on 100 Thieves. Vitality, their opponent in this semifinal matchup at Intel Extreme Masters in Beijing. Alex is a player, an in-game leader that has emerged to be one of the most effective that the French Counter-Strike scene has produced in some time. He's got ZywOo around him, he's got Shox around him, he's got so many tools, and again, we'll be able to see what they're capable of. And we have the countdown now into this semifinal. Piss Around going to be going live here with Team Vitality starting on the CT side, the defensive side of Mirage.
Well, here we go. All the waiting is over, and the playoffs are here. It's 100 Thieves versus Vitality, and as you said, starting on that T side, we've seen some amazing T sides throughout this tournament, and sometimes the CT sides haven't quite followed up, so it's going to be exciting to see how this will play. And look at this play coming out from Vitality, rushing up behind. They don't even check, and Jacob don't know. Oh God, everybody's lost the plot. I don't know if anyone knows what's happening anymore. Alex will take down Azza. This is a circus of a round. Mere 15 seconds. Nobody knows what's happening any longer. Alex goes down next, but now they've got the B-bomb side. They're rotating over, and ZywOo will take down Jacob. And now fighting to try and defend that bomb site. JKS trying to hold his own, but he's caught out. Turning around with that laser aim of his to try and take the fight, but ZywOo will claim another one. A nice double to start it off, and now Liaz alone in the site. And all of Vitality are here, and they'll defeat 100 Thieves in the pistol round. That was all over the board.
Yeah, that was wild. I do not know how you're supposed to keep track of what's happening. I can't believe Alex didn't check behind him into the B halls, and somehow they don't get punished for it. The bomb obviously not part of that group of 100 Thieves that made it past his vision. Still, pistol round to Vitality. That is a great start for the French side, 1-0. And here we go into the second round. SMG's on the board.
And Jacob taking a little bit of damage again. Fairly aggressive in that one. Gratisfaction just going to be trying to throw a bit of a smoke and maybe see if he can create a little bit of space. Apex will immediately take him down with the MP5, in fact. Don't really see that weapon nearly enough. That's a 4-on-5 now. And over at that B bomb site, Lias will go down fairly swiftly. They're trying to make that breakthrough, but they're slowing it down way too much at the moment. You have to think that's not going to be working out well for them. Trickling into the bomb side. I'm shocked that Azza even gets that double kill.
Well, here's Alex picking up the pieces, but not entirely. Azza still something to say here. Running out of ammunition and no HP left. Shox is going to finish things off. 2-0, but a pretty expensive round. I think they're going to be okay with it. This is the one where Vitality looks at making some bank, of building up some kind of a buffer, making that money back that they just lost in the previous.
I guess slowing it down like they did was meant for the Deagles to find some kills, but it's always a bit confusing when you're just sort of up on that B balcony heading into, like, if you just stand there, that's not going to be working out for a long time.
No, not at all. I mean, it's one of those weird situations. If you get caught in the wrong position in those halls, you just get ruined. So much nade work can come in and everything. So just, for the most part, no armor on the T side. Upgraded pistols. There's one flashbang on JKS, but any damage they can do is going to be a benefit to them.
Yeah, now
it's going to be hard, though.
It will be very tricky, but the P250s and the Deagles, I mean, you get some lucky shots off, maybe some skilled shots. Azza and Lias with a couple of Deagles there. Actually, Jacob's got one too, so they're, equipped to maybe snipe a kill or two away.
Taking it very slow, though. I'm waiting for this player at underpass, waiting for Liaz to join up with them, and they maybe want to take some late mid control, but Alex has spotted out the player at underpass. And now the swing at top mid comes in, but no one's there to challenge. Oh, that is a great find for JKS. Somehow, Shock's not paying enough attention. Zaiwu's going to pay the price for it. They should be able to recover, though. It's not a whole lot of danger, as we mentioned. There's no armor. Even with the upgraded pistols, Vitality's going to have no issue recovering, but 2 kills, not too shabby for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I think that kind of justifies the whole thing. Obviously, one more would make it very expensive all of a sudden, and Azur's got that Deagle. I've seen some really cool Deagle shots in the past out of Azur, so wouldn't rule him out of this round in terms of landing even more damage. 25 seconds left, and he's just crouched in the site, hoping for somebody to make a mistake, and Vitality really are not giving him very much to work with. I think he's hearing that, and Alex is going to be very quick to adjust. 3 rounds now for the French-British alliance.
That's a nice way to put it. Zaiwu's got his money for the AWP if he wants to go for it. It would be everything he has. Weapons are being dropped around, and indeed he does. No head armor, some utility around it. But a 3-0 start and a solid buy, although on the other hand, when you're going up against 100 Thieves at the moment, they've got 3 Kriegs. So, your solid buys can disappear pretty darn quick. A lot of smokes in middle, as we're used to in the CT side. It looks like they want to get aggressive. This is a bit slow, though, from Apex, and he bails out, but that was a bit shoddy. Wow. And Alex is going to get taken down. What a shot from Jacob. Even though, did they miss the smoke, or is that might have been intentional. They re-smoke in towards the window room. And Jacob, with the opening kill, everything kind of slows down in middle.
A bit of a theoretical question almost. Is there such a thing as a good buy against Kriegs? Is it even possible to have that?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's kind of figured out that answer. Jacob better not take a step back. Apex in window room. He's got the, excuse me, that's Zaiwu with the up who snatches it away, but the intel is there. They know Jacob is in connector.
Sneaking on up, Shox and MP9 going to be put to use, and now there's trouble. The bomb is inside of the B-bomb side. JKS, that's some pretty good spraying, and he manages to avoid the AWP first time around, so that's going to be working out. Shox and Zaiwu now in a 2 versus 1 here to try and see if they could just take away JKS, and they should be able to. They've got him locked in. He's got some time to work with, and that grenade does a little bit, but Cyber moving up. Another double kill for him, and Vitality on 4 rounds.
That's actually a pretty dangerous round. JKS just had no idea ZywOo came out of the window. That would have been, if he had that intel, that could have been very, very sketchy. So Vitality survived the first gun round, but again, it's not a clean win. So 100 Thieves at least doing a good job of keeping the money limited. This is a great opening from Jacob, unfortunately not able to capitalize on things. ZywOo does great work being very proactive and finishing things off. Half investment from 100 Thieves. Most players buying down to right around 1,500, give or take. MAC-10 picked up on Jacob. They have the upgraded pistols and a decent amount of utility. It'll just be a straight set piece towards A. The goal is to get the plant and see what kind of kills can come out from there.
Avoiding the smoke. An easy takedown on Liaz. Quick thinking by ZywOo, and he'll snipe away another one. Gratisfaction going down. And this is amazing for Vitality. They don't lose a single player in this round. ZywOo will land another multi-kill, putting himself at 7-1 with Shocks at 7-0. That is the combination you just don't want to see if you're 100 Thieves right now.
Well, the other thing you don't want to see is 5 rounds gone and 100 Thieves haven't made it into a bomb site yet. They haven't gotten it down a single plant. So even though the losing bonus is built up, not getting that extra $800 across the team is really, really painful. And also just the lack of success of getting to the bomb site. Vitality doing a very good job coming out strong in this opening map.
Alex going to be moving up under the cover of smoke, and he almost takes down Azza, leaving RPK alone, and he actually gets a double. That is so much better than that could have gone. They could have both gone down with no chance for a reply.
Bit of danger towards the A bomb site, though. ZywOo missed the information that JKS is actually pushed very, very close to the Palace exit. That is all down to timing. And it seems like there's a couple stalemates. This one, JKS versus ZywOo, and over towards Connector, it's Shocks and Liaz. I think JKS is the real point of danger for 100 Thieves, though, as they've slowed things down. Everyone listening for a piece of information.
Smoking up that window, I mean, that's going to allow them maybe a little bit of free space. The Molotov to follow it up. Gratisfaction setting up for a flashbang, but that's going to land way behind Shocks. And even that one, he's just stuck down behind. They don't know, and he's going to stand up. That could have been a double kill, but somehow Liaz able to connect. And ZywOo, nothing through the box, and JKS will take him down. My God, 100 Thieves finding a way out of that den. That could have been their end, and now Apex going to challenge the fire and run into the A bomb site. But Gratisfaction, I don't know if they know it yet, but I think he wanted to find the immediate kill. He knows, and he'll take him down in the first round on the board for 100 Thieves.
That is phenomenal patience from JKS over in Palace. He could have made that play a number of times, but he waited until he knew ZywOo's attention was taken towards Connector. I thought Shocks was primed for the double kill. What a save from Liaz. As we mentioned, he's been having a great tournament so far, and that's a big impact kill. So now 100 Thieves, you could see the money. It's not great for them, but they equally have this defense right on the verge. And we've seen this play out a number of times in this event, and just in Counter-Strike in general. This is one of those rounds that 100 Thieves really, really wants to capitalize on with a second victory, take a lot of the money, take a lot of the strength of the economic ability of Vitality.
Bomb dropped fairly far back at the moment. So just 100 Thieves feeling things out right now. JKS waiting for someone. The AAPS, Liaz on the other side.
That's an interesting push from RPK. Good timing to avoid the spam, and indeed aggression as well towards A ramp for Vitality. They're being aggressive on both sides of the map. Shocks continuing to push down A ramp as well. Lots of information being gained. I think the trajectory of that smoke gave up the game. Liaz knows what's happening. A nice nade for some chip damage on towards Jacob. Alex is going to have the opening kill. He cleans it up after the HE nade.
Oh, well, I was going to say they have the men advantage again, Vitality, but Gratisfaction able to give them something back, taking down ZywOo Never easy in an AWP battle, but Gratisfaction up to the task, and he's going to find Apex as well. What an entry. He's leading the charge into the B bomb side with the AWP, and RPK goes down. Alex showing up just in time here. 25 seconds. A huge double kill here for the British player, and now looking to see if he can actually save them, but Gratisfaction again, and you're right, the flank is coming in. 18 seconds on the clock, and Shox, instant headshot, shutting down Gratisfaction, and now Liaz, he's in a perfect position to take this away. He's going to be jumping up, not even waiting for it. And 100 Thieves, a second round, and it was impossible to call at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, that position from Liaz, there's no way that Shox can expect that. That flank, if Alex was able to survive a little bit longer in that bomb site, that flank would have had massive impact, but he was under so much pressure. He did a great job in general of just getting a couple kills, but what phenomenal opping from Gratisfaction throughout this round. 3 kills, 2 great openings, even entering on Catwalk. And this is what 100 Thieves wanted. This is what I just mentioned. All the economy that Vitality had, those 2 wins in a row have taken it away. Decent damage from these pistols coming out towards Catwalk, but the aggression, 100 Thieves is not going to shy away from these fights. RPK with 1 win, and there's no smoke and connector. They're all visible.
Apex looking to be a hero, walking up behind, executing JKS, picks up the Krieg and turning around for a kill on Gratisfaction. Apex, 1 more kill! He's already got the triple. Can he take down Jacob? He's got the right idea. He's got the lineup, and Jacob just barely making it around the corner, taking down Saiwu at the cash register, and now going for it. Long range, out of bullets! And instead, it's Jacob to take the 3rd one in there. Apex, almost the hero of that round.
They got away with 1. Apex makes an incredible play, and I can understand why 100 Thieves wants to take a timeout. That was a very scrappy round. A couple small details almost cost them. Not having that smoke and connector. They got bogged down, not clearing out ladder room properly. They are very fortunate to get a 3rd round and come away with the win. Apex will be gutted, running out of ammo there right in that final fight.
He had everything else going on for him. Like he had the perfect read. He was crouched in. He knew where Jacob had to go. It's amazing from Jacob's point of view. I can't believe he actually won both those fights, because he could have gone down to Saiwu just as easily.
Yeah.